Okay, so now that we've walked through that process of how to find the equation, let's give that some more practice. So I have f of 2 is equal to 6, which tells me that ab squared is 6. And f of 8 is 3072. So I get ab to the 8th is equal to 3072. And again, my preference is to put the b with the bigger exponent up in the numerator, or up in the top part of my fraction set or my ratio. So if ab to the 8th is 3072, and that's over ab squared, which is 6. So those a's cancel. 8 minus 2 gives me b to the 6th. And then I need 3072 divided by 6, which gives me 512. And then to get b, I'm going to just raise that to the 1/6 power, so I can take that 6th root. So it gives me about 2.83 roughly. Okay, and then I need to find a, and I'm going to plug that back into this ab squared one. So I have a times 2.83 squared is equal to 6. So a is 6 divided by this 2.83 squared. So 2.83 squared is about 8. So it gives me a is 6 over 8. Let's see what that is, 0.75. Right, so there's my a, here's my b. So my equation is y is equal to 0.75 times 2.83 to the x. All right, so I think you know what's coming up. I'd like you to pause the video and try 8, 9, 10, and 11 on your own. So 10 and 11, you're going to have to get those points from the word problems. Okay, so they're in there. You just got to figure out how to put them together. And I have confidence in you, so give it a whirl and do your best, and we'll come back and work through them together. All right, so let's try this out. Number 8, I have ab to the negative 3 equals 25, and ab squared is equal to 800. So the ratio I set up is ab squared equal to 800 over ab to the negative 3, which is 25. So 2 minus a negative 3, that gives me b to the 5th, is equal to 800 divided by 25, which gives me 32. And then if I raise that to the 1/5 power, that'll tell me what b is. So b is 2. And then I just need to find a. And in this case, I would prefer not to work with negative exponents. So I'm going to choose this one here, just because for me, that just is easier calculation. It doesn't matter which one you plug b back into to solve for a. It's just kind of personal choice. So I have a times 2 squared is equal to 800. This is 4a. So a is going to be whatever 800 divided by 4 is, which is 200. So I have my a and I have my b. So my equation is y is equal to 200 times 2 to the x. All right, number 9. I have ab to the 1st equals 12, and ab cubed is 108. So my ratio is ab cubed, so 108 over ab to the 1st, which is 12. So that's b squared is equal to 9. If we divide that out, which tells me that b is 3. If I take that square root, then I'm going to plug this back into this here to get my a. So I have a times 3 to the 1st is 12. So a is 12 divided by 3, which gives me 4. I have my a and b. So my function here, my equation is y is equal to 4 times 3 to the x. All right. And then let's try these ones out that are word problems down at the bottom. So a membership club has been growing exponentially since the club was founded. The club had 12 members 3 months after it was founded. That sounds like 1 point to me. That would be 3 comma 12. And 36 members 6 months after it was founded. So 6 comma 36. Then we're going to find this exponential function and how many members they had at the start. So AB cubed is equal to 12, and AB to the 6th is equal to 36. So my ratio is AB to the 6th is 36 over AB cubed, which is 12. So I get B cubed is equal to 3, which means B is approximately 1.44. And then I'm going to plug that back into this one to find A. So I have A times 1.44 cubed is equal to 12. So if I take 12 and divide it by this 1.44 cubed, I'm going to get that A is equal to about 4. So my function is y is equal to 4 times 1.44 to the x. And then the starting number of members is right here. All right, and then last one. So a town's population has been declining exponentially since the factory closed. 2 years after closing, the population was 9,600. So it looks like 2 comma 9,600. And 6 years after closing, we're at 6,144 people. So 6 comma 6 comma 6144. There we go. So I get AB squared is 9,600, and I get AB to the 6th is 6144. Okay, so we're going to find our exponential function and then how many people were living in the town when the factory closed, so at t equals 0. All right, so my ratio AB to the 6th is 6144, and AB squared is 9,600. So that gives me B to the 4th is equal to, if you divide that, is 0.64, which means B is approximately 0.89. Okay, so I'll plug that back into this one here to get A. So A times 0.89 squared is 9,600. So if I take 9,600 and divide it by 0.89 squared, I'll get A is 12,000. Okay, so that is our starting population right there. And our equation here is y is equal to 12,000 times 0.89 raised to the x.